All right, we're going to finish up example 1, which is dealing with the number of espresso cups and the number of cappuccino cups that Rachel sold on this particular Friday. All right, a lot of detail in the problem. Some of the detail you don't even need to know. Something is wrong with my eyesight. Oh, it just got better. Thank you, Taylor. Nothing is wrong. All right. On example number 1, what I did here and what you're going to do on these problems, so please listen carefully so you know what to do in the future one. I'm going to give you one on your own. Is you make this grid or this table and you list the two quantities here on the left that you're trying to find. So I'm trying to find out the espresso cups, cappuccino cups. Now, which one should I pick to be the variable? It doesn't matter as long as you can describe one with the other. So I just picked espresso cups. We could have done cappuccino cups or C. But is there a way that espresso and cappuccino relate in that problem? Does anyone know how the number of espresso cups relates to the number of cappuccino cups? So I'm looking at the problem thinking, I don't think so. Or wait, there's something in there that might help me out. Hayes? Say that again? Well, how in the world did we get E plus 30? Like, I get E, but how do we get E plus 30? Help me out here because you have to do this on your own. Yes, sir? Okay, so if we know how many cups of espresso, how would you find the number of cappuccino? You would add 30 to it. So this one is going to equal more than that one. And that is according to the problem. Do they give me how much each cup of espresso costs? $2. So I'm going to put here $2. And that's per cup. That's all it's asking, per cup. And do they tell me how much money a cappuccino cup costs? $2.50. So I'm just going to put here my $2.50. That's per cup. All right. Listen very carefully. Once you have these 4 pieces of info, you can find the last 2 with that info. How do I find this spot right here? Please listen up because I'm going to do it 2 more times with you. And then the 3rd time, I hope I'm not seeing, wait, how do you get that last column? Because I'm going to do it over and over again. In order to find this quantity right here, you multiply the first by the second in that top row. What's E times 2? 2E. That's how you figure that one out. That's all you do. 2E. Yes, it's an E. And then, therefore, how do you find out the amount that goes right here? This one's a little tricky, but it's still the same concept.
2.5 parentheses E plus
2.5, which is this 250, times this quantity, times E plus 30. My board's giving me some trouble. It just started last hour. It's not that bad right now, but it will, so I apologize ahead of time. But anyway, that's how you get it. You did 2.5 times E plus 30. That's right there. So I didn't have enough room. Okay. How many of you get how to get that last column? Once you have the 4 pieces of info, you can get the last column. Okay. Yes, sir.
Would you multiply, or wait, are you about to multiply?
Yes, I'm going to do that soon, very soon. Okay. I know that the number of espresso cups plus the number of cappuccino cups is going to have a grand total of how much money according to the problem. How much did she sell that Friday?
$178.
Yeah, I know that the total is $178.50. So I know that 2 times E, this total right here, plus 2.5 times E plus 30, which is that total, is going to give me a grand total of 178.5. 178.5. That's how much all of it costs. If each espresso cup costs $2 and each cappuccino cup costs $2.5, then it's going to get me a grand total of $178.50. Do you guys see that? At least kind of rationally get it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll move this out of the way. Physically, you can't see it. There you go. Okay, so here's how I got it. This total right here plus this total right here is going to give me that 178.5. All right, So now we're going to solve for E, just like we did other equations. Now, what is your first step when solving an equation with a variable? First step is to do what? Simplify both sides. Does this look simplified? No, it is not. So watch, 2E. That's pretty simple right now. And then Benson, you remember you mentioned the distributive property? Here it is. What's 2.5 times E? 2.5E. And then what's 2.5 times 30? 75. Now listen. This is what I'm noticing in some of your work on distributive property. A lot of you are getting 2.5e, that first one, but then you're getting plus 30. You have to do 2.5 times 30 as well to get 75. You have to do 2.5 times both of these to get these two numbers. And then I have my 178.5. All right. Is it simplified?
Definitely not.
Oh, it's still not simplified. What can I do to make it more simple? Good. Josh? All right, so I get 4.5e. That's these two combined. So these two combined give me 4.5e. And I saw my plus 75 equals 178.5. All right, do you guys know how to solve for e here? Okay, give me the steps and we'll work it out here. Eli?
Subtract 75.
Subtract 75. Good, very nice from both sides. And that gives me 4.5e equals, what's 178.5 minus 75? Notice I try to make it decimal points align. 103.5. Okay, so all I did was subtract. All right, divide both sides by 4.5. Sorry, this is where it's giving me the problem. 4.5, and these 4.5s cancel, and I'm left with E equals. All right, now if you're looking at that and say, "Oh man, we gotta divide this out," don't be too discouraged because they're always going to be it's always going to be a whole number on these problems. Okay, whole number. So if you get decimal, something happened. 45 goes into 103 2 times. That's 90. 45 times 2 is 90. Bring down that 5. 45 goes into 135. Exactly 3 times. So it's going to be 23. Whoa. That's a 2 and a 3. Okay? How many espresso cups did Rachel sell on that day? 23. Find how many cappuccino cups she sold. Wait. How'd you guys get that? If she sold 23 cups of espresso, so that's up here, 23. Wasn't the cappuccino the number of espresso plus 30, which you guys said was 53? And that's correct. No, I'm not. I didn't do this. This wasn't me. This was you guys, actually. This is you guys.
I don't know. I think I was you. That's very impressive.
Or it could have been this guy that I always see at the front of my book and his crew. And you might not have it. I have a bunch of faces in my book.
You mean William Collins?
Collins is the big one, yep. But here we go. Yeah, William Collins, right here.
James.
This is the Hall of Math.
Bertie Gordon and Dora. And criminal you
All right, listen carefully. Listen very carefully. I want to keep moving on here. I need to make sure that this was my problem, so there's a way to check it. What you do, all right, you said espresso is 23, and therefore this should be 23 plus 30 for the cappuccino. We got that. Is 2 times 23, which is what? 46, plus 2.5 times 53. Anyone want to find that out for me? Watch, you're going to get the special number when you do that. What's 2.5 times 53? Anybody? I mean, you can actually, some of you are like looking at me.
I got it. Let's try.
Someone's doing it. Someone's doing it. What's 2.5 times 53? It's a special number.
46.
No.
132.5.
132.5.
It's 32. Because they have to
No,
add
because 2.5 and 3.
All right, what is it, guys? You know what I do? Look, 253 times 2.5. You guys made me do it here. All right, 15, 26, 0, 6, 10, 5, 12, 1, 3, 1, 132.5. You know what 132.5 plus 46 is?
178.5.
Isn't that how much you sold that one day? Oh, well, you can work it out, but you can just say that.
Is this even reality?
All right, listen up, guys. All of these can be checked by simply putting it back to the original problem and saying, all right, if each cup of cappuccino is $2.50, and I said there were 53, or is that what I said? Yeah, 53, and each cup of espresso is $2, and I said there were 23, are those two quantities going to give me the 178.5? And they will.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm going to take that to the next step on this next problem. All right, any questions, like general questions so far? Okay, let's go to number 8 on page 237. Number 8. So I'm going to take one step back here from you guys, and I'm going to help you to work these out with some help, but not the same help I gave on the first one. All right. Who could just read number 8 for me? Just read it for me. Let's get the context. Walker.
The Madison Local High School marching band sold gift wrap to earn money for a band trip to Orlando, Florida. The gift wraps in solid color sold for $4 per roll, and the print gift wrap sold for $6 per roll. The total number of rolls sold was 480, and the total amount of money collected was $2,340. How many rolls of each kind of gift wrap were sold?
Okay, what are they asking for in this problem? What do they want? What do they want to know? The number of rolls of two types. Solid, print. Okay, so solid would be like just a solid color, and print would be like you put a print of an animal or a print of a design. So those are a little bit more special. Sorry? Yeah, it's rolls of gift wrap. It's like Disney or like Toy Story gift wrap. It's not going to be the same as just blue gift wrap. Okay, but anyway, my first step here is to identify what I'm looking for, and I got it up there. Solid and print rolls. And then I'm going to draw that table. Okay, that's my next step. Draw that table. And it's going to be 2 rows with 3 columns. What are the 2 items that we're trying to find? Solid and print. So that goes here on the left. Solid and print. And just like with the last problem, the first column deals with the number of, in this case, rolls. Number of rolls. So like gift wrap rolls. And you guys understand what those are? You've used them probably to wrap. Wrapping paper rolls, yes. Okay. And then the second column is going to be the price per roll. It's the price per roll. Like how much does each gift wrap roll cost? And the third column is going to be, like it was on the last one, the total. It's going to be the total for the solid, and it's going to be the total for the print. But it's not going to be so easy as to tell you this is how much the solid, this is how much the print is. You have to figure that out, and we're going to do it algebraically. Does it say anything about the number of rolls of print or the rolls of solid? Anything about it? There's something in there that tells you the number of each in some way. Yes?
It shows us, it was the idea of the price. I saw the price.
Oh, the price. Okay, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. But what would be the number of rolls? Anything to relate to the number of rolls?
480.
Okay, do you hear what we just said? And it's in the problem. It says the total number of rolls sold was 480. Did they tell me which one sold more or less? No. They just told me they had to be 480. Now, which one should I pick to be the variable? It doesn't matter, as long as you work it out consistently. So which one do you want to be the variable?
S.
Okay, S. And we're going to pick R like they do in that table. Why are they going to avoid S? Like, why should you avoid S as a variable? Yeah, it looks like 5. So they'll use R. You can use X, N, doesn't matter. But S is kind of a tough one. T is not that great. I is terrible. L is worse.
Wait, why is I terrible?
Imaginary.
Yeah, there you go. And then
yeah.
L is, that's just confusing to people. Capital L, don't use that.
Wait, what about, don't they use L as like cursive?
Yes, you can do like cursive L, which I like. I love that letter.
Length, though?
Yeah, you can say it's length, but that's if it's in that formula. But you can use L whenever you want. Yep. All right, this is it. You picked a variable. That's your first step in the table after you draw it out. How does the number of print relate to the number of solid? And this is where you have to think a little bit. How do they relate? Well, if one's R, what's the other one going to be? Oh, think of complementary and supplementary. Do you guys remember what supplementary means? Supplementary angles, two angles that add up to be 180. Supplementary. Okay, ready, guys? Please listen up. I want to help you out. If you know one angle, how do you find the other angle? And we did this on that bonus problem on the test. You don't have to know it. You just have to do this. Subtract it from. You have to do this. Ready? If one angle is x, the other angle has to be 180 minus x. Let's see if that works. If one of the roles is r, then how do you find the number of the other roles? You do 480 minus r. Sorry, it's skewed. 480 minus r should be in there.
Wait.
So like, let's say r was 2. Right, you had 2 rows of solid. How would you find out the number of print? 480 minus 2, which would be 478. Yeah, and that's a phrase for describing a sum using subtraction, which is cool because they relate. What's the price per roll for the solid? $4. So I'll just put 4 here. $4 just to make it clear. And then print? $6. All right. Let's see if you guys are listening. Does anyone know what to put in the top right box? Top right box. 4. Wait, how'd you get that? Multiply these two together, you get 4R. Very nice. That's it, 4R. But then how would I get that second empty spot? I can't do that one. Yep, why?
6 times 480 minus R.
6 times 480 minus R in parentheses. Good. That's it. That's it. Good. Oh my, I have good hope. I have high hopes for you guys. Stay with me here. I think you guys can do these. Okay, you got your chart filled out. And then you're like, okay, so what do I do? You're going to take these two totals. You're going to take 4R. Now it's giving me trouble. You get 4R. And you're going to add to that 6 times 480 minus R. Sorry, that's an R. Do you see where I got the 4R? Do you see where I got the 6 times 480 minus R? And you're adding them together. And what's the grand total of the the grand total of the rolls of gift wrap in this problem? What's the grand total? So the total cost of it all. 2,340? 2,340. Okay, that's the total cost of it all. Solve for R. That's your job. So solve for R. So that's 4R plus 6 times, in parentheses, 480 minus R, and that equals 2,340. Go slowly, go carefully, you can do this. You got it. Let's take it one step at a time here. This is the meat of the problem. Ask questions if you have it. It's okay.
What's the checking formula again?
Like, how do you check it? You get your R and you get your 480 minus R, right? You should get whatever that number is you found, and then you find out what this number is.
Multiply it by how much money it is?
Mm-hmm. And then that sum should get that number.
Okay.
It should. It has to if it's right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And I think that's it.
Yes.
Don't be afraid of these numbers, because it is kind of tough sometimes. Is it warm in here, guys? Okay.
I got that, but then it doesn't make sense.
So what you're going to do here is you're going to subtract 2880. So be careful. Be careful right here. Be careful right here. You're not doing 0 and then 4 and then no. The bigger number has to go up top. So you have to do this either in your head or on actual paper. 2340 subtracted from 2880. Excuse me. And then I get 0, 4, 5. But is it positive or negative? Yeah, because it's 2340 minus 2880. That is negative 540. Negative 540. And then I still have that negative 2r. But that's good because a negative divided by a negative should give me a positive, which, by the way, you're not going to get. I sold negative 5 rolls or whatever. But that is technically possible in finance and math.
Yes.
Does anyone know what it means? If you bought rolls instead of selling, you bought them. Somehow someone tricked you, like, you know what, son, I'm not going to buy your rolls. How about you buy it for me? Okay. And so you give them money, and you did a terrible job fundraising. You lost money. Don't do that. That's why they'd say, kids, go with your parents when you go selling stuff, because you don't want to get caught like that. You should get 270. Did anyone get 270 on their own? Like you did it ahead of me? It's fine. No. Okay, and maybe you followed me. That's cool. But, okay, you got 270. That's the number of solid or print? Solid. So give me the number of print. What is it?
210.
Okay, and sorry, that is a 1. Is 270 plus 210 equaling to 480?
Yes.
Okay, so those add up to be 480. And if I wanted to check, this is what I would do. Is 270 times 4, whatever that is, plus 210 times 6, going to give me a grand total of 2340? And the answer is yes. If you're correct, and it is, then you can check it out that way. Yes, sir?
So on the last problem, example 1, okay, so if they give you, let's say solid, they sold 30 more or 40 more than they did print.
Yep.
So then you have to have the variable solid R.
You could have it.
Do R plus 30.
Let me answer that question because that's a good one. I'm going to go back to the first example.
Do you have to put the variable anywhere?
You could have picked espresso or cappuccino. Let's say I picked cappuccino, C.
So
If this is C, if I want to pick this as, ignore these right now. If I pick this as C, I would have to make this C minus 30
Okay.
to make it
So
consistent.
instead of, so if you switch
I'll go
this
right
around would be 4.
You would have picked print P, and you would have done 40 minus P. And you would have worked it out, and it would still come out to where P is 210, and then you would figure out solid is 270. The beauty of it, you could pick either one as a variable as long as you describe it correctly,
Okay.
which is what we're going to actually do right now. Number 9. Yes, sir. Question?
How is this weighted averages?
So right here, each solid is worth how much? And then each print is worth. So you're not just averaging the two amounts, you're getting a weighted average. This one's weighed 4 and 5 or 6. The other ones are weighed $2.50 and $2, and then now we have a new problem here with money. All right. Someone read for me number 9. Elizabeth, can you read number 9?
How do you pronounce that?
Rochelle.
Rochelle has $2.55 in dimes and quarters. She has 8 more dimes and quarters. How many quarters does she have?
What are they asking me for in this problem? Number of quarters. All right, so I'm going to put here, I need the number of quarters. Not the quarters, not the, I don't need an amount of money. I need how many coins, how many quarters. Okay? But they gave me two quantities to compare. So I have my chart, and I want to see, I'm going to ask you guys a little bit more for help on this one. What are the two types of coins we're dealing with? All right, we'll go dimes and quarters. And yeah, I'll give you which one's going to be the variable. Well, actually, which one do you want to be the variable?
Yeah.
Dimes? That's I'm cool with dimes. I did it with quarters. Let's do it with dimes. All right, we're going to say D for dimes. So that makes sense. D is for dimes. We're good with that. How do the number of dimes and quarters relate? Does it say anything about the two? Says something in that little couple sentences. She has 8 more dimes than quarters. So which one does she have more of? Dimes or quarters? Dimes. So if this is D for dimes, how would you describe quarters using D? D minus 8. So I'm going to confirm. Ready? Let's say she had 10 dimes. How many quarters does she have? 2. So does it say she has more dimes than quarters? This is correct. If you said plus, which is tempting, if she has 10 dimes, how many quarters does she have? If this is plus, it'd be 18. So does she have more dimes or more quarters? Answer that question. More dimes or more quarters? More dimes. Does that describe it? Yes, it does. And we'll just throw out a number, 20. 20 dimes, which means how many quarters would she have here? 12. That's accurate for what she's saying. If you switch that, it would not be accurate. Yes, sir? That's really hard. I know that's tough. Yep.
For dimes, D plus 8, and then for quarters, just D?
You could, but you might want to use Q. Quarters, Q. So you would say Q here, and then Q plus 8. You could have done that. You could have done this 2 ways. I did it that way with the quarters as Q, and then Q plus 8 for dimes. And that still matches up. Yeah, how much is, sorry guys, here's the number of coins. And this right here is the, I'm going to call it the price per coin. Oops, coin. So what's the price per coin for dimes? What's each coin? Yeah, 10 cents. What's a quarter? 25 cents. How do I get this total? You guys should know this. I hope. How do you get that total?
Give me 1 second.
How about this? I'm going to call on people. Vivian, what's this total right here? 10 times D. Very good. It's just 10D. And Harper, what is this total?
Multiply it by D8.
D. So you're going to do 25 times D minus 8. 25 times D minus 8. Guys okay with those? All right. What's my next step? Let's see if you guys are following, because this is your next step. Go ahead.
Make an equation.
All right. What would you put?
10D plus 25 D minus 8 equals
Sorry, that's a subtraction. Equals, what'd you get? Okay, I'm going to say 255. The reason I'm going to do that is this. Yeah, you can do it right away. We're talking about cents right here, right? Each time is worth 10 cents, 25 cents. So how many cents is the total? How many cents? You could have also done this problem and done 0.1D, 0.25 D minus 8, and then you could have done the point. But that you're dealing with decimals, so that I'm glad we brought this up. Just use cents on all dollars and cents problems with coins. Make them cents problems, like cents. C-E-N-T-S.
Why do you spell that critters?
Quarters.
Critters. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anyway, go ahead and solve for D. I'm going to call on 3 of you for an answer, and I've randomly selected you already. You may be in the front row. You may be in the back row. Or you may be somewhere in between. That's deep.
That's spooky.
That is deep. That is, wow. My mind can barely comprehend that. Oh yeah, same.
You may look at me and smile. You may look at me and frown.
What if you don't,
What if we do
what if you
neither?
don't
What if
look
we're
at you
just-
at all?
Just there.
Sorry?
What if we're just there?
There?
Yeah, we're just there, just like, not there, but just there.
Just there, like, not looking at all.
Yeah.
Does that mean that you're blind?
I'm glad we're having a philosophical discussion.
It just means you never look at him.
Yeah, you're just there.
Which is impossible.
There.
My son stares at me for minutes at a time, which was awkward at first. It lost its awkwardness. It's actually kind of funny. And oh man, this is cool. Did the bell ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What? Yeah,
Sorry, I thought I heard the.
Yeah.
I got so distracted here. All right, what'd you guys get for D on this one? I hope you guys, at least some of you got it.
Oh, I got it, Mr. Oh, wait.
How many of you are still working on it?
I'm done.
Okay, keep working. I'm going to give them just a few more moments for that. Right now we're finding the number of dimes, D, and then we're going to find the number of quarters right after. Okay.
Why do you open and close the door?
Honestly, to get the ventilation going. Oh, yeah, he can come in. Sorry. I apologize. I just closed it.
Oh, you're fine. Can you come in?
Yeah, come on in.
Hey, so guys, this is Amanda. She's the rep from VS America that we bought this furniture from. Says her first, she saw what the middle school looked like last year before we did any of the renovations. And this is her first time seeing it once the furniture's arrived. So.
Looks like you had a makeover.
Yeah, I know. It's great. It looks great.
How do you like the lectern?
Very nice. A lot more service. Very easy to move up and down and move around. So it's awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Do y'all like it?
Yeah, thank you.
And you can stack them, so they stack. So if you want to move them out of the way and do some activities in the middle of the room.
Great.
Or winter when you get the little, get a little cabin fever.
These guys, not these guys though. They're pretty good.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. They're just trying to find how many dimes are in this problem. So nothing big.
Thank you.
We'll leave you to the math then.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, so now hopefully you had some time to work it out. What did you get for the number of dimes? That's correct. 13. Not 13 point. Good job.
I was writing on 13.
She was very nice. Okay, so 13 number of dimes, but I want to know how many quarters. So how do I figure out the number of quarters? Raise the fingers up how many quarters there were.
Hold on, which one?
Either one. 5. 5 quarters. Very good, guys. Ready? Time to check it real quick. What's 10 cents times 13 dimes? What's 10 times 13? 130. What's 25 times 5? What's 130 times 125? That's the answer. Has to be it. We're not doubting anymore. That has to be it. Yeah, sorry. What's 130 plus 130? Sorry to confuse you. All right. Your turn. This is your only problem today if you get it done. Number 5. All on you. Number 5. This is all you. I'm not helping you out until the very end when we work it out. Number 5. So listen up, and let me answer that question right now. When it talks about dozen, don't think 12. Just think they're selling cookies in dozens. So like 1 dozen, 2 dozen. They don't sell individual cookies.
What if
It's
it's a
1.
baker's dozen?
13. All right, that's nice. But no, it's not a baker's dozen. And even if it was, it doesn't affect the answer. Number 5.
Why are the peanut butter cookies so much cheaper than the chocolate chips? I don't like chocolate chips.
Yeah, but in the peanut butter allergy, you like peanut butter. Oh, peanut butter, I'm so sorry, Hayes.
All right.
Ellie can't do from she's allergic to peanut butter.
If you guys can quiet down, please, because I want you to work it out, because I want to see if you guys are getting this. So find out what you are finding out in this problem, what the 2 categories are in your table for the rows, what goes in each column, and then you can start figuring out this the total peanut butter and chocolate chip cookies. And just think a dozen is just one unit of that amount. I hope you guys do it well. Questions if you have them?
Would it be number of dozens?
Yeah, you can say number of dozens. You can say that's accurate.
Should we write it by dozen?
You can say number of dozens. So they're talking about dozens. It's like, think of Oreo cookies. You get them. You tend to get them in packs. So how many packs of Oreos did you get?
2.
Yeah.
You can tell all the. You can tell, like the part, like the journey of the color creation of Oreos. Yeah. Mr. Thomas, or not Mr. Thomas, Coach taught us that. You can even use the mint Oreos.
The mint Oreos.
Sorry?
Sorry.
Use the orange one.
All right. So.
The gospel is a potato.
Oh my. Anyway, keep going. These are good thoughts. But keep going. Really, I want you to get this. This may determine what you do tonight. For the other class, it determines something nice. But it could be a trick or treat. So it's not supposed to be funny. It's trick or treat. It's your choice.
I usually trick them.
Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, go ahead and work it out. I really want you guys to see if you know this, and then also if you get it or don't, at least you tried, and then we're going to figure it out more tomorrow. We're going to work on this more tomorrow.
Wait, so you want to do this? You want us to do this and change?
Sorry, do this away.
And change? Because you said to do one and change.
Say that one more time. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
You said you wanted us to do the money problems and change.
Oh, if it's dealing with money and dollars and cents, and it's talking about coins. So if it's coins, do it with the cents. But if it's not, like this one, just do it with 6.5, 9. It's a bit, and hopefully I can. You know what? I'm gonna make this bigger because I make it too small. Right, you should have this kind of set up for your table and then what you're trying to figure out at the end. You're talking about dozen, number of dozen, price per dozen, and total. This next part can vary, but it's got to be one or the other. And I'm going to use chocolate chip as the variable. So I'm going to use the letter C. I hope that's intuitive. Oops, that's peanut butter. How does the number of chocolate chip compare to the number of peanut butter? Does it say anything about the two?
Says yesterday cookie company sold 85 dozen more peanut butter than chocolate chip cookies.
So how would you use the number of chocolate chip to describe the number of peanut butter? Or can you?
Yes.
It's one of two options. Go ahead.
Could you do C minus 85?
You could do C minus 85.
Or P plus 85?
Okay, I see what you're saying. It's going to be C, and then it's going to have 85 in it, but what sign should go between them? Which one do you have more of, the chocolate chip or the peanut butter that you sold? Peanut butter sold more, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be C plus 85 is the number of peanut butter. Because which one of these quantities is greater? C or C plus 85? Which one's greater? Yep. And isn't that the greater amount? Peanut butter sold more. So that's how you have to describe it. Another way you could have done it is if you did P for peanut butter, you would have done P minus 85. And that would have been okay. Question? Okay, I'm going to move this here. Yes.
I think I did something wrong.
Oh, yeah, you wanted to just have one of them. So it's right up here, and you won't have to change much, but you wanted to do peanut butter?
Yeah, or I don't care.
Okay, we'll say peanut butter, but you'd have to do peanut butter minus 85.
Well, can we just change it to C?
Yeah, so we'd have to change this. If you want to say this is C, that's cool. You can do C plus 85. That's the only way you can.
Would that mess this up?
Yeah, it would make this.
Well, then we do the other one.
Either way, it's going to mess something up, I guess. So, like, now that you have it, I think it's all good. Yes, sir. All that work and the correct answer. That's nice. All right, price per dozen. Chocolate chip is how much? 9?
Yeah, 9. No.
And then peanut butter is $6.50. Okay, so $6.50. And then you already remember it's 9 times C. And this one should be 6.5 times C plus 85 if you did it this way. And then I'll let you finish it out. Okay, no. Let's stay there. Keep it there. That's chocolate chip. Why don't you use C for that? All right, and then, change those both to C, because then you're like, oh, I'm talking about chocolate chip. And then make that C, and then just keep working out from there. And here's a little bit of help on that one.
Yeah.
You have it? Is it that? And that? Okay. Just label them, and then you're good. Like, which one's which? Okay, I have 2 correct answers so far that I've seen with my own eyes. So if you have an answer, I can check them out.
Wait, don't check one.
Oh, you definitely got it
I
wrong.
have 3 now. Good job. 4. Good. I got yours already. And it's not going to be a decimal number. It's going to be a whole number. What's 6.5 times 85? Because you're doing distributed property. What's 6.5 times 85? You can look at your paper. Okay, I'll figure it out here. Sorry, I messed something up. 33. Oh, thank you. Okay, is she dismissed?
No.
Oh, gotcha.
Just one. We have 1 second.
No problem. Sorry, so 0, 30, 51, 5, 5, 2, 5. Is it 5525? 552. Oh, yeah, and then, yes, 552. And yeah, actually, thank you, Wyatt, because if you don't put that decimal point, you're going to get 5525. That's 5,000 instead of 500. There's your answer off. All right, let's see. Hold on. The answer for the number of peanut butter, 311. For the number of chocolate chip, 226. If you didn't get it, we'll talk about it tomorrow and see what happened. Oh. That's okay. I'll give you more time to do it later.